it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. How are you today? Today we are going to be giving the Friends Are Like Seashells a go. This is on the retirement list. In Europe, in English, it's 60% off. There is still stock. So it's kind of, you know, bit of a no-brainer. I'm also going to be looking at the embossing folder and the dies, and I will also be, and I thought I put it out, I have, be looking at By the Bay paper. I think I've got some more of that somewhere. While you're joining, let me have a look. Yes, I have. I've got an open packet. There we go. Let's keep the closed packet closed. So, hello Pam. On time, woo-woo! Absolutely. Hello Claire, hello Kay. How is everyone this fine Thursday? It's been a bit of an odd day for us. I've had quite a lot on already and sadly had a funeral to go to. It was a lady from the village who, she and her husband actually only got married very recently because she was diagnosed with inoperable brain cancer. So yeah, today was her funeral. So yes, bit of a strange day. Hello Leslie, hello Marlene, hello Brenton. Ooh, is it must be quite late with you, Brenton. Oh, I've just realised I haven't taken my tea out of my thing. I have a cup of lemon and ginger tea that is still brewing. It was seeing Brenton that reminded me, because it's T2T, which is the best tea in the world, except they're no longer in Europe. Sunny and very warm in Wisconsin. 86 degrees. Good heavens. Good heavens. Is that unseasonably hot? Yes, Kay, it was very sad. I mean, they did the right thing, I think, for their own peace of mind, that they got married earlier this year, actually. So, yeah. But there was a huge turnout from the village. Hello, Annette. Hello, midnight in Leslie. Midnight in Sydney, Leslie. Yeah, midnight. Yay, T2, absolutely. Lemon and ginger is lemongrass and ginger it is, rather than lemon and ginger. So, it's that sort of weather. It's trying to be spring-like, but yesterday it was absolutely deluging. Anyway, let's flip the camera down. I have an empty space, apart from one stamp on a block. Not your normal. Okay. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting warmer weather next week, which is going to be warmer than we would normally get. So it may well be your weather that we're getting. Anywho, I thought I'd have a look at Friends Are Like Seashells. At the moment in Europe, this is 60% off. It is in stock. The die is in stock. The embossing folder is in stock. So, yeah, I thought I would have a look at those. Now, I got confused. Doesn't take much. Because I suspected that the embossing folder was one of these hybrid ones, because it does actually, they do fit together. So I was expecting it to do really exciting things, but it doesn't. So there we go. I mean, it's lovely. It's lovely, but it's not. It didn't do what I anticipated it would do, and I think I should have guessed that because there are other dies, but I don't know. It doesn't cut out the shells, and I was expecting it to do that. For some reason. But anyway, what I've also brought out is some of the pearlescent paper, which I thought would go really nicely with the shells, and I thought I would start with a very simple card that just embosses a piece of pearlescent paper, because I think seashells and pearls go together. And it's my card, so there. She said in a very adult way, don't think I'm going to be able to get two next to each other. No. I'm not convinced that I'm going to be able to get two, get one across the whole of a piece of card, because our card is narrower than North America card. But that's a very scientifically cut piece of paper because I know I'm going to have to trim it down. Hello, Marlene. No, Marlene, I've seen. Hello, Mary. I knew I was saying hello to someone. Now, the pearlescent paper is double-sided, so it actually doesn't matter which way up you put it. So I'm going to try to avoid using any of the retiring colours, simply because some of them have retired from Europe already, like they've gone. And I don't know whether they're available in the rest of the world, so I'm going to try and avoid using retiring colours, but I may use some new colours. So this is a 3D embossing folder, so I'm using my big machine, and I am using the number 4 plate because it's a 3D, so I'm using the number 1 and the number 4 plate, and that is all. I will need to use the large cut and emboss for the die, for most of the dies as well, because most of the dies are just that one big one. But look at this, can you see that? It's gorgeous! Hello, Karen. So yes, it is absolutely gorgeous. I am just, and in the pearl, it's just stunning. So all I'm going to do is decide whether to use very vanilla or white, and it's that kind of, it could go either, I'm going to go vanilla. I was going to say it could go either way. No, it couldn't. It's going vanilla. Haven't used vanilla for a long time. So let's dig a piece of vanilla out. Hello, Catherine. Indeed, I'm guessing you're on holiday. So let's score, cut. It's nice blue sky now. It was raining earlier. Just saying, you know, pouring, deluging, for no good reason at all. Right, so we're going to use vanilla card. I might use just a bit of other card to frame it. It is going to need to be cut down, and I am going to have to cut some of it off, sadly. But there we go. Life is like that sometimes. Get my trimmer. So I know which colour I'm going to use. I do. So we had our team meeting yesterday evening. We do a Zoom because I've got team in Germany, the Netherlands, Ireland, Wales and England. I haven't got anyone in Scotland at the moment. So getting together really doesn't work. Hello, Chris. Midnight in Sydney. Chris, you get me so confused because you use John Andrew, but I know. A day or two off for Catherine. Good. So they decided, I didn't. They decided they didn't like wild wheat. So I'm going to use it today. Because that's just the kind of person I am. So all the other colours, the new in colours, they kind of liked. Just not wild wheat. So I'm going to use a very, very small bit of wild wheat to go round my lovely shells that I'm going to trim down. Don't look, because it's just too sad to have to trim it down, but you know, it's got to be done. Got to be done. It'll be fine. It will be fine. I'm actually going to take, let's take a bit off the top, preferably leaving that intact. There's a bit of seaweed that goes up there. I'm going to try and leave that intact and take off the bottom and see what we come up with. And then we can do a sentiment. I maybe use wild wheat ink. And, you know, just push the boat out. Because I think just a little tiny bit of wild wheat poking through is quite pretty. I think it is going to be the colour that I am most challenged with of the new in colours. Possibly of all the new colours, actually. What I did discover when I did my unboxing on Monday, and I did a colour comparison for the card. I haven't done blends and inks yet, but I have done the card. Theoretically, it should be the same. But what I did find was that lemon lime twist, which I always thought was really bright, isn't that bright. You love all the new ink colours, Kay. Pam says, yes, it does work. Good. It's just the tiniest little bit. And I think that's going to be the key with it, is to not have too much. And it almost, we also decided that as a group, for those who were on the call last night, that the colour that we're going to miss the most is soft suede. It's almost, the card anyway, a soft suede replacement. I didn't buy any of the Wild Wheat products apart from the marker, which is in the set of new ink colours. Okay. Yeah, as I say, I think it is of the new ink colours, it is the least popular so far. The thing with ink colours is that they're only with us for 2 years and then some more come along, so it's fine. But yes, lemon lime twist I thought was bright. Then I saw Parakeet Party. Lemon lime twist is not bright. So that's the basic card. Really quick, really easy. The pearlescent paper in Europe is reduced and is still in stock. Goes well with vanilla. Yeah, you see. Hello, Pam. Other Pam. Getting a little warm. The sun's come out. Right, so I need some more vanilla, so I can do a sentiment. So more vanilla with a henna. That was a while back. So the pictures on the front of the box are 75% because it's a double set. It's huge. Hello, Lorna. So I think I'm going to use, it's a bit corny, but I think I am going to use, bearing in mind this is a collection of seashells. Friends are like seashells, you collect them along the way. So let's grab that. And a block. Now here's an admission. I haven't used this set at all. I think I've used the embossing folder. I haven't used the stamps. They were still on their sheets when I came to open the box up. There's an admission for you. Right, okay. So now my wild wheat is quite juicy. Is it just me, or is the audio and video out of sync? Could well be out of sync, Catherine. It often is. It's to do with the lag. You're waiting your catalogue and order. Hopefully arrive tomorrow. Excited to see the new colours in person. Where are you, Anne? Which country are you in? Because in Europe, the catalogues were quite late going out. Apparently we can expect them by the end of next week. So yes, I was just saying this is quite a juicy ink pad. Let's put a mark, so I'll turn it the other way. So I'm going to be slightly careful. And hello. So yes, whereabouts are you, Anne? Because the bulk mail for catalogues hadn't gone out when it is out of sync. It's out of sync. Hey ho. It happens sometimes. It's just, yeah. Sometimes it's... Where's it gone? Where's my cleaner gone? Oh, it's there, under my card. Sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not. The wrong one. That's the wet one. That's the dry one. Oh, well. Northern Ireland. Okay. Of course you are. So, yes, when I did a chat with them on Tuesday and they said they hadn't been put in the post yet. So, but they should be with us by the end of next week. My own personal bulk order of catalogues is still picking. I have got a second order of catalogues that I expedited that were late shipping, which was why I was chatting with demonstrator support. So they weren't shipped on Tuesday, they were shipped yesterday afternoon. And instead of going to Cologne, which is where they go if they're expedited, it went to Frankfurt. So they're late. and I kind of need them for this weekend, but you know, life happens. So, retiring punch may or may not be big enough. That'll be may not. Okay, won't be using that then. What I will do is I will use my trimmer. I was just thinking that would work, but it won't, so I will use my trimmer and trim it instead. Now what I want to do is make sure that it's straight when I trim it. That looks straight, because I'm not convinced I stamped it straight. It is what it is, absolutely. There's no point in getting overly excited, but I would quite like to be getting my catalogues out to my customers. Well, it was straight, and now I think it's not. Never mind, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Yeah, it's definitely not straight now. I think actually I stamped it straight and was convinced I hadn't. So what I might end up doing is, do I want a flag? No, I don't think I do. What I might end up doing is chopping the last bit off with my guillotine, because that's quite a good way of getting things straight. But let's have another look. Yeah, it's definitely not straight. Okay, so I want to get a really, 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 really small bit off. So I'm going to go up, push down, and then cut in each direction. If you have a little piece to trim off and you try and just cut it, you often will bruise the paper. Yeah, I mean, I like a paper copy because I like to go through and mark it up. I can use digital. I've done the maths for my product shares and my colour clubs using the digital copy that demonstrators have, but I would like to get them ready to go out to my customers. Right, I am going to, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do, there it is. So I have the wild wheat ribbon, and it's going to be one of those days. I apologise now. Somewhere I have a pair of scissors completely buried. Got them now. It is going to be one of those days. So what I am going to do, get rid of all of the plastic, is do a little bit of a zigzag, I think. Actually, I might just do a 2. I'm not going to cover up the sentiment. I just want to cut the right sort of length of ribbon. Right. So this is the wild wheat textured ribbon, 3 3/8 of an inch wide. I only know that because I've been writing my product share list, and I have actually been writing them. And when you write 3 lots of 3 3/8 of an inch, you remember that they're 3/8 of an inch. Now I've got to check, of course. Yeah, it is 3/8 of an inch, also known as 1 centimetre. So that's that. So I'm just going to add some Seal Plus to the back and pop it in a couple of places, and then add that. So we should end up with a little bit poking out either side, like that, like that. It's even going in the direction I was hoping it would go in. So I'm just going to add that with dimensionals. I'm going to add a bit more adhesive there, just to hold that bit down, and then some dimensionals. Probably only need 2 or 3. And what else was I going to say? Oh yes, I know what I was going to say. So I have been thrilled to be invited to join. Need to get the group right. I want to say the global project group. Let me check. How soft is that ribbon? It is quite soft. That's not what I wanted. It is quite soft. I will do a bow in a moment. So if I do a search, Global Creative Project, which has lots of amazing people on it, including Jay and Barry. But yes, so I've been invited to join that, which means I will be able to offer the tutorial both for sale and also to customers and team for free. Yay! So yes, another little thing. Right, now the other thing that are gorgeous, not there, absolutely stunning, if I can find them quickly, there we go, are the glossy dots, the in-colour dots for this year. They are gorgeous. Actually, I should have left them there. Look at those. Can you see how gorgeous those are? Every single colour is so pretty. So I'm going to use some of the wild wheat, which are quite yellow, and then I'll look at the ribbon for you. So I'm going to go there. So I will be doing product shares for the paper that's in the sweets. It's slightly different this year because there's paper that goes with the sweets. There's other patterned paper that is just nice patterned paper. There's specialty paper, all sorts. So yes, it's been a bit of a brr for my head. So I'll be doing the Designer Series paper, Designer Series paper plus, which will have all the other papers. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the other papers. Ribbon and embellishments. Most of them will be quarter shares, the embellishments will be half shares. So there we go, there is my card. It's probably easier to see in person than on the screen. Right, how soft is my ribbon? Do you have to use the die in the embossing folder, or can it be left out? I think you can use the embossing folder, the die on its own. I will be doing that in a moment. So let's just do a very quick bow and see what this ends up like. It's got a weight to it, okay, but it's not like our ordinary, what I call our ordinary. It's not like this ribbon, which is the one that was cherry cobbler and garden green. So it's not soft like that, but it's not bulky. It's not like the soft polyester, which was soft but bulky. So there is some weight to the knot, I think I would say. But it's nice. I mean, it's floppy. It's not stiff. I like it, I think is what I'm trying to say. Hello, Deborah from Michigan. Did I say hello from Michigan? If not, hello from Michigan. So I am now going to use the Just Embossing folder, or I would if I can find it. There it is. And let's see, what colour shall I use? I might use wild wheat again. So there, I might, because I have a piece of wild wheat floating around. So this is going to be too big for the front of a card. Not if I use the whole width of the card. I think if I use the whole width, I will be. So this is the whole width of, certainly for everyone outside of North America. Whew, just. So I think what you can do is you can die cut it and then emboss it. But I'm going to find out. The colour's fine. I don't have the new colours yet. Good. Love that card. The pearlescent paper makes a difference. It does. It really does. And the pearlescent paper is still available in Europe. I want to say it's 20% off. Did I leave the page up? It is low inventory. It's reduced to £3 exactly, 20% off. And I think you get two 12 by 12 sheets in the pack. And we'll have a look in a moment. I'll just die cut this. And we'll then see what we can do with the die cut. Ugh. So I think it's not a hybrid. I think you have to do it one at a time. I did try to use it as a hybrid and it wasn't having it at all. It just cut everything and didn't emboss. So yeah. So let me pull that forward a bit. So this is what, plate 1, plate 2 and 2 plate 3s. Of course, if you are not already a demo, and I know most of you are, but if you're not, the best way to get your paws on this stuff is, yeah, so it just die cuts, but I think I can then pop it through the embossing folder, is to get the starter kit, because if you want some of the stuff from pre-order, you can do that straight away. You'd need to contact your demonstrator to find out how to do that, but you can do that now. Alternatively, if there are things when you get your catalogue, if there are other things in the catalogue that you would rather have as your first lot, then wait until 2nd of May and you can have anything you want, assuming it's in stock. I haven't heard of any stock delays. That's not to say there won't be any. I really need to give myself some new plates. It's not as if I don't have new plates. Right, so I need the base plate and the number 4. So in answer to your question, Pam, that's what it looks like flat. Now what I'll do next is do that and then stamp on it. But I think for this one I'm just going to emboss. So, to me, I might, yeah, I think I'll do that in pearlescent next. Ooh, I don't know, pearlescent is a bit of a, it takes a while to dry. I was going to say a rude word then. Where did I put the embossing folder? Who nicked it? Where's it gone? Where's my embossing folder gone? There it is. Well and truly buried. So, I have to try and line this up. Right, so it wants to be that way up. Because it does line up. So if you want to make sure that it definitely lines up, a little bit of washi tape, something like that, would be a good idea. Just take some of the stick off the washi tape first, because squishing it won't make it any less sticky. Right, okay. That looks lined up. Do you have to use the die in the embossing folder? Can it be left out? So no, you don't have to use the die, but if you use the die, you then use the embossing folder. So it's not a hybrid, which does both at the same time. Let's pop that away for the moment. And this is what you get. Can you? Yes, it does show up. So that's what you get. It is rather pretty. And again, I'm going to use the vanilla because I've got it out. And all I'm going to do is add that to the front of my card, and it will just fit on International A4. Well, it's A6 by the time it's this size. And I would guess it will just fit lengthwise on standard. Thank you, Pam. It is really pretty, and why haven't I used it before now? So I have used the embossing folder and the dies. I just haven't used the stamp set. I thought I had. I don't know why I thought I had. Maybe I did it at team training somewhere. Maybe one of our weekends away. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? So then you do have to add glue, and I wouldn't use adhesive sheet on this because this is all going to be terribly sticky if you use adhesive sheet, and I don't think you need that much glue. You just need glue in pertinent places. The embossing is not so deep that you need dimensionals. That would lift the whole thing off, so I wouldn't do that personally. I have a sneaking suspicion that my dear husband has locked one of the cats in the garage, because I can hear a cat, I just can't see it. So I might have to go and rescue her in a moment. Bear with me while I'll pop this down, upside down. It is going on, this is the folded end. But I just need to check that she's not trapped. Right, so whilst that is doing its thing, bear with me. Oh no, she's outside. It's fine. It's fine. It's just earlier in the week. Hello, Shaz! The embossing is gorgeous, Kay. It's just stunning. So let's find another sentiment. I'm going to go with I'm so happy I found you. Don't know why, but because it's there. So let's grab that and just do that. And I'm going to go vanilla. That's pearl. I'm going to go vanilla. Vanilla. Ooh, that looks like a piece that might have been made for the job. Let's bring two out. I very rarely use vanilla, but is that straight? Yep. Okay, so burying everything. I don't have the largest craft desk in the world, and it's only got space on one side. I've tried having my camera set up in different places, and this is the one that works best, but it is still, I'm going to get my head in the way. I'm sorry, you know, it happens. Once I've got my stamp down, I will leave it there so you can see where I've put it, but for the person who was concerned in a comment recently that I got my head in the way, I'm sorry, but you know, sometimes it just has to be done. Oh, Nora, how funny. Yes, I think you will. Certainly get the dies. I mean, you can use it just with sentiments. But as I say, the stamp set is 60% off. So it's a bit of a bargain, really. Obviously it's while stocks last and before the end of, well, before the end of the 1st of May, because it only lasts until then. That should stick. Right, so I'm going to pop that there, and I need my mini things, these, and a couple of bits of side should do. As I've already started cutting this side, I will continue because it's only narrow. Oh, I've taken the top off the next door bit, never mind. I need the next door bit anyway, so that's fine. Have I cut that? Yes. So that's all right. I can just take that off, stick it down. Don't actually need all of it, so I shall remove that piece, pop that in my bin. Cat hair, there's a surprise. I'm so happy I found you. There you are, another really quick card. All you've done is emboss, die cut and stick it down. So those are our two so far. Sticking that down would be useful, but it's okay. I think the dies are still available here, but the stamp set's sold out already. Wow, that's a great masculine card. It is a great masculine card, you're right. Pam's just debating that as well. You're joking, for goodness sake. Yes, absolutely. Right, so I'm hoping that what you're saying, joking about, is embossing folder and not everything else. Cold lemon grass and ginger tea. Right, so that's that. Now, this time I'm going to die cut, stamp and emboss. And I'm going to stick with vanilla because I think shells probably are more vanilla than they are anything else. So, die. Oh, made for the job. Made for the job. Got your very first face-to-face tomorrow. Wow. Have fun, Pam. Right. Okay, so cut and emboss back in. I was at the gym this morning. I've been going to, those of you who follow me regularly will know, I do small group personal training. And I've been going for 18 months-ish, just over. I was saying this morning, the thing with small group personal training is that you do the same exercise, but you do it maybe slightly differently. So with a different weight, or you do the advanced version of whatever the exercise is. So there is a kind of self-fulfilling thing about what I'm about to say. And I'm saying this morning, when does it get easier? To which the answer is it doesn't. That's the whole point. Because you just increase the weight, or you do the advanced version, or whatever. So, yeah. But it was interesting, shall we say? I mean, when I first started, they were quite wary because I've had breast cancer and because therefore I have an at-risk arm. They were quite careful to not overdo my my arms. So when we started, I was doing, this is going to sound odd, wall push-ups. So you lean into a wall and press, so you're absolutely up. Oh, the thumbs up. Thank you, Lorna. Yes. So yes, I am now doing full press-ups. When I was in my 30s and I was going to individual personal training, I could do press-ups with my feet up on a bench. Oh, thank you, Shaz. So Lorna and Shaz are saying thumbs up. Thank you. So yes, now the reason I've got this out is because my wild wheat, and I'm going to use wild wheat again. You're going to either love it or really, really hate it. There it is. By the time I've finished, it is quite juicy, so I want to just get rid of some of the ink. Don't get me wrong, we're getting our money's worth when it comes to the amount of ink that's in the ink pads. But it is just a little bit juicy for a photopolymer stamp, especially one that's not been used before. She says quietly because she is slightly embarrassed by the fact I haven't used them before. I've just realised I haven't got one of my lights on, so let's do that. Right, so first things first, this one is already on its block and it is still quite juicy. So, and if my head gets in the way again, I'm really sorry. But, you know, I need to see where I'm stamping. There we go. that's where I'm stamping. Because in order to see what you're stamping, you need to be over the top of it. And you can't do that and keep your head out of the way. Sadly, it doesn't work that way. Right, okay, so I know I need that one. And as I say, that is purely for the person who left a comment saying that I got my head in the way. Some weeks ago, but obviously it's been prying on my mind. Right. Okay, so this is this one here. And again, I might get my head in the way. Because I need to see where I'm stamping. It's slightly off, but it'll do. It'll do, Basil, it'll do. There we are, that's that one. I think I am going to have to do some cleaning. Well, I might be alright. I might be alright, because that's that one. That way up. For all inquiries for this video, please leave a comment or to purchase from Liz. Oh, Shaz, you're lovely. I mean, I already knew you were lovely, but yes. So yes, if you're watching on the catch-up, do remember you can leave a comment under the description bar, and I'm up to date with my comments, including one lovely lady who found, I'm assuming she was a lady, I think she was a lady, didn't really register the name. She found a very old video of how to make a box, and she left a lovely comment saying, I'm so pleased I found it. You now have a new subscriber, which I thought was really lovely. And it was only the box she was really particularly interested in. So this, I think, goes that way, yes. Now, having pushed the ink back in my ink pad, I'm going to store it the wrong way up to stop it, then all the ink pushing back again, because that will happen. So, yeah. So this is a slightly lengthy business, but I'm hoping it will be worth it. Which way does that go? It goes that way. Kind of like that. Is that the right one? Oh, no, it's the wrong shell. Wrong shell. There's another shell that's very similar, and I picked the wrong one with a certain amount of inevitability. The more I see the new ink colours, the more I like them. Yay! That wheat one is fab when you see it used. Brilliant. I didn't think I was going to like this colour, but you... See, that was the general idea, Tara. Yeah, and Pam. Yeah. Sometimes you need to just see things in person, as it were. I wasn't convinced I was going to like it. Right, so when I say I'm going to store this the wrong way up, normally you would do that so that the ink is on the top. So I'm going to turn it that way. I've obviously got to put the labels on. But oh, and we've now got 2 English because we no longer have the Japanese. We now have 2 English instead. Be quite nice for our European colleagues if we had one in Dutch, but you know, just saying. Right, embossing folder, so I need that. I need my thing. This. I need my base plate that's over there, and of course I need the embossing folder. There it is. So I'm kind of thinking that, bearing in mind, hello Debbie, bearing in mind the idea behind today's video was to convince people that wild wheat was a nice colour. Have I worked? Has it worked? Did it work? I think it might have done. It is a slightly strange colour, but I think in use, that colour is perfect for this. Thank you, Anne. Leslie's not even on the fence. Leslie is definitely, she's thinking it's Marmite, and not in the good way. Right. Oh. So that is with the stamping. It's gorgeous. I really wish you could see it in person. It is gorgeous. And I'm not talking about the colour per se. The stamping and embossing together. Oh, why haven't I used it? Why am I only using it now? Right, okay, so I am going to grab wild wheat for my card front because it needs a colour behind, and it's going to be wild wheat. The ink colours are a perfect combination. They are. The bottom line of the ink pads is Dutch. Oh, only some words are both English and Dutch. Oh, okay, Mary. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you. I've obviously only looked at the ones that are... Oh, so they are. So here it's water-based dye inks and something op water basis. Thank you. I hadn't realised, obviously. It's a bit of a pointing out the beep beep obvious. Wow. Okay, so half a sheet. So these are actually really quick cards because all you're basically doing is cutting and embossing, and in this case doing some stamping as well, but yeah. You're laughing out loud. Oh, Leslie. Could use different colours on same piece. You could. Absolutely, Nora, you could. Can't see it that well. No, it is a bit... The stamping almost detracts from the embossing. But in person it looks stunning. Thank you, Anne. Yeah, it is one of those, it's much easier to see in person. So Pam Ato, who is one of my team, there were quite a few of my team on the call today, on the call, that was yesterday, on the live today. Every quarter I do a bundle draw. So someone gets to have whatever bundle they want, and you get entries depending on what you do. So, and it's all around attending meetings and being proactive at the meeting. So you get an entry if you're there, so long as you're not more than 5 minutes late. You get an entry for doing the make and take, because we always do a make and take, and you get an entry if you ask a business question. And then all those entries get popped into a random picker, and at the end of a quarter, and obviously yesterday's meeting was the end of the previous quarter, someone is lucky enough to get the bundle. And as I say, it's whatever bundle they want. And yesterday it was Pam. So she will be able to choose any bundle from the new annual catalogue as her gift from me. So yeah. I think the wild wheat with copper clay will be a great combo. You had me at copper clay, okay? Copper clay is just divine. Copper clay. It's an interesting combination, actually. It works, obviously. All the ink colours go together. But, yeah. Right, so that is our final card. We do need a sentiment. So let's use the other little thin one, which is wishing you the very best. Have to take it off here and pop it on there so I can pick that up. And guess what colour ink I'm going to use? And I've still got a little strip. I just love the sunflowers. Oh, I'm guessing you don't mean the Celebrate sunflowers, you mean the team. We have a really happy team. One of my things is I've never met a sunflower I didn't like. In fact, is it? Oh no, it's not one of the... Oh no, it is. So I have a mood board. I have an inspiration motivation board up on my wall, and one of them is I never met a sunflower I didn't like. And in all honesty, I haven't. We're a mixed bunch. We're mixed abilities. We're mixed in every way you could. Team, of course. Lorna's going just wow. Copper clay is just heaven. But yeah, I am truly blessed to have such an amazing group of, I was going to say ladies, but actually one of my second level is a man. I had assumed that the Danny was a female Danny, but it's not. It's a man. So I do have a man on my team, even if not directly. But yes. And again, I'm going to trim this by hand because it's a straight cut. I don't have too much of a problem with a straight cut, she says, getting a problem with a straight cut. But yeah, they are just a lovely bunch of people. Very supportive. Some of them are exchanging cards every month. I mean, it's just truly, truly blessed to have them all part of the team. And I like to call it the team, our team, not my team, because it's our team. Oh, bless you, Shaz. Yeah, sadly, not everyone... you say that. I do it by the seat of my pants. Bless them. They're always saying how organised I am, and stuff like that. I'm so not. It is a real seat of the pants job. I'm very good at a deadline. Give me a deadline and I will meet it. I am trying with this new tutorial group that I've just joined. I'm trying to get ahead. This is my first month and everything's got to be in by the 23rd of April. I have actually designed my project. I now need to do the tutorial and the video to go with it, but I have designed it, as in I've made it. So I'm ahead. I am ahead. I've got days. Nearly 10 days left. Right. Oh, and I've just realised something else I forgot to say last night. We were all just chatty, but there was something I wanted to say because I wanted to thank them for, they'd all been amazing at helping me with one of the things I'm doing for the Demo Council. Oh, thank you, Lorna. Hello, Deborah. You will be watching the replay, yes. Oh, you're right, Kay. It is wonderful. I'm just, oh. Oh, thank you, Nora. Oh, and Leslie, that's wonderful. I'm sorry you don't get the support, but I'm glad that's why you enjoy the evenings. So, we've got just the pearlescent card. Oh, that's probably the best. In fact, does it? No, that's too much light. That's probably the best. So there's that one. Then we did just die cutting and embossing. And then we did die cutting, stamping and embossing. So there you are. I'm glad I've converted some of you to wild wheat. I mean, it is of the 5 colours, it is not my favourite of the 5 new in colours. You're part of a wonderful team too, Kay. I'm delighted. I had a feeling you were. It does make a huge difference. I'm very lucky with my upline. I have to say I did interview her. But yes. So there we go. There are actually some other dies that I didn't use. So there's a seaweed, a starfish, another bit of seaweed, the shell that I thought was the one that I needed, and the sand dollar. So there are other dies. And I was going to use the By the Bay paper, but I didn't. So there we go. It is wonderful, actually, Deborah. You're so right. It was one of the things that, and I'm digressing, but it's one of the things that when I did my sponsored head shave, thank you, Kay, I'm glad you liked the cards. When I did my sponsored head shave last year for breast cancer research, I got donations literally from around the world, and it's because of this. It's because of stamping and people coming together from around the world just to hang out and craft. It's great. Where will your tutorial be available? Looking forward to it. The tutorial for the group that I've joined, there are 3 ways of getting the tutorial. I will sell it through my website. If you're a customer, you will get it automatically in the month that you order. You get that month's tutorial. And if you're a team member, I will be sending it out to my team as part of the team newsletter. Be an attachment to that or a link to that. So that's how. But obviously, if you're not in the UK, if you're not in Europe, you can buy it if you want. But yeah, there's a whole group of us. I can't remember how many of us there are, but it's quite a big group. So yes, glad you liked the cards. Let me see if I can flip the camera back up again. Ooh, that screen's weird. I mean, it's not weird. Don't get me wrong. It's not weird. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. So let me just get that ready. You're like, Liz, not a lot of team support from my upline. You mean you're like Leslie? We've not met as a group in nearly a year. Yeah, thank you, Deborah. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the card. We don't meet as frequently now as we did before the pandemic. I'm talking about my team leader. But all the way through the pandemic and now anyway, going forward, because we are spread across Europe, we meet once a month by Zoom. It's wonderful. And we craft and, we have a make and take. And I'm going to do mystery stamping next month, I've decided. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining me. If you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And if you don't already subscribe, please do feel free to if you wish. And if you hit the alert bell, you should get an email when I go live. I do often announce it over on Instagram, but not always. If you would like to buy anything, there are links below the description bar. And if you're watching on replay and you've got a comment, again, below the description bar is where to pop that. And I will get back to you because I'm up to date with comments. Yay! It's one thing I'm up to date with. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, afternoon, night. And I will be back with Simple Stamping Saturday on surprise Saturday. And then back live on Tuesday. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Kay. So, until then, bye-bye.